Prepare yourself for invasion. This is Indie Invasion.
Hello, we are live and welcome in. Happy Saturday, invaders. This is Eric here with Indie Invasion. Got my coffee ready. I'm ready to sling some paint tonight on a paint on the desk. It's been a little while. Back at it after a week off for the holidays, for Thanksgiving. If you're joining us, please give us a follow, like, subscribe, smash that button. Let us know you're out there, and while you're at it, let me know how I sound. I moved some stuff around. I twisted some knobs, so I don't know exactly what my volume's like right now. But yeah, welcome in. Hopefully you guys are going to be joining me tonight working on some projects. Now, this one is an oldie. Let you know what I'm working on, as you see. And maybe by the title, I had robots for tonight's project. So this was an older project. I started these ones specifically a while ago. And then I decided to use them for Space Station Zero for some of the robots and aliens and all that. So I figured, you know what? I've been having these guys sit around and being played with unpainted for long enough. I think it's time to finish them off. So I'm going to work on some of them tonight. You can see some of the guys I got down here. I got two big, massive guys here. You know what? Let me switch this so you guys can see it a little bit better. There we go. So as you can see, I got these guys. These are just kind of your general troopers. And I got some little guys here. These little drone-y type things kind of remind me of, what was that old Steven Spielberg movie, Batteries Not Included. That's what they remind me of. And then these big old guys here, which I did get painted. These are these guys because I was trying to figure out my paint scheme. So I did get started on these. I started painting some of the metallic silver on them. So I'd like to continue working on them, since I do have actually a bunch of other ones of these. But these are all from the game Retro Raygun. Me and Mac have talked about this on the show quite a while ago, maybe a year or so, early on when we were starting Indie Invasion. And this is company Hydra Miniatures. You can check them out online, hydraminiatures.com. I don't think I have a little blurb for them in our little banners anymore. Let me give a quick look. I don't think I do. Okay. But anyway, hydraminiatures.com. They are, I believe, in Minnesota. If you guys like basically sci-fi in the atomic age, I like to call this stuff, I think it's called, you know, you got steampunk and all this. This is, I think, called atomic punk. They're kind of pulp figure like, very retro, Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, stuff from the 30s, 40s, even 50s style sci-fi. And while you're there, you can actually also check out War Rocket, which is the other one they have in the same universe, but this one, it's space battles, and it's in the same universe, so you got kind of the same stuff. These guys are from a faction called Robot Legions. And they got a couple different factions here, like the Galacteers, and they got Valkyrie, which are your space Amazons, I guess you'd call it. I did get a lot of those painted. Here, I'll show you a couple of those. Let me do a switch again, because I really like these miniatures. They just have a lot of character. So here's some of them. See if I can get down a little bit more. My lighting's a little harsh. There we go. So you can see them. And of course, yeah, I painted them all blue. This one, I did something different where I was trying to use a glitter paint. So I painted her pants and some of her shirt, like with the glitter. And then Mac's favorite ones that I did is the manslave corral, whatever you want to call her. But here's the man slaves that, you know, she goes along with, that she's whipping up. These just beefy, hunky guys that are slaves to them. So it has a lot of character. It makes me laugh. I think it's pretty funny. But those are another faction that they have. They have one, two, I want to say three other factions for the game. I'm just going off the top of my head. But check them out, HydraMiniatures.com. That's what I'm going to be working on tonight, is some robots. Let me know if you're out there watching what you're working on. I'd like to hear from you guys what you got going on. I got a couple of people watching on YouTube and on the Twitch. It's been a while since we've streamed on Twitch, so wanted to get back into it. And of course, we do have Facebook, so we stream on all three platforms. If you're catching us a little late, you know, on these things, you can always go rewatch them on our Facebook page, or visit us over on the YouTube channel, and you can scroll through the live streams, and you can either find our shorts, which we do every Thursday night. We just did one a couple days ago, and you can rewatch some of these hobby hangout things that we do, the paint on the desk. I generally like to try to go for 2 hours. I think only once I went under 2 hours. And most of the time I go over that because I get in that groove. I don't know if you guys ever get in that groove when you're painting, and you don't want to stop. You keep going because it's just like, oh, one more color or one more detail. So that may happen. I don't know. We'll see. See if anybody has any comments for me. Nope, not yet. Don't be shy, guys. It's a big reason why me and Mac like doing these streaming things. Instead of just recording a video and posting it up, we like interacting with you guys. Granted, most of the time you guys throw us off the rails, but that is okay. That's what it's about. And yeah, you guys usually bring some new ideas to the table that we don't even think of. So, yeah, I'm already in 12 minutes in, and now granted, a lot of that's our intro. I need to do something with our intro. I'll admit that it's a little long. I actually wanted to start a little bit earlier, but I was frantically kind of got distracted upstairs. We had a new TV delivered today because our old TV crapped out, and luckily we had the warranty. Well, the guys didn't want to set it up. They wanted to charge us an extra $200, even though it was warranty. So I was upstairs trying to get that all finished and set up before we went on tonight. That way the wife can watch TV, watch her crime stories and all that stuff that she likes to watch while I'm down here painting with you guys. So Mac may join us tonight. He mentioned that he's going to try, but he's got a household full of kids. And if you can imagine, that's its own job right there. So he may pop in. We'll see. But take a little sip of this, and I think I'm going to jump right into it tonight. I got to do a little bit of rearranging here with the light. As you can see, I got some more paint behind me just in case, because I got some other guys on the bench. On the table here, I got these little alien guys. Let me see if I can get them in here. Bloop. I got these little alien guys that I started. Also, boy, that light is really washing them out. There we go. So yeah, these are like these little, just like sluggy, slimy tentacle aliens, kind of your classic aliens, right? That I need to finish. I was testing some speed paint on them, on this guy, and here's a guy without a gun. I was doing some more speed paint on them. But then I got a couple here that I didn't even put any paint on them. So, which I forgot to grab paint for them. So I may not even get to them tonight, but you never know. Doug, Howdy, howdy. Welcome in. Things are going good tonight. I hope they're going good with you tonight as well, sir. Thank you for joining over on the YouTubes. And yeah, Doug, we were just getting ready to dive in and start painting. This is a little bit of the wish list collection that I like to get done tonight, but yeah, I don't think that'll happen. Big chillin'. Saturday night, that's what it's for, right? Is to kind of just chill out, relax, decompress, get ready for Monday, which is sad to say it's only a day away. Seems like just one day is not enough. That's what I work on Saturday, so I never have enough rest time, especially right now with the, we're getting into the holiday season, so it's always run, run, run. But all right, well, let me switch back up so you guys don't get seasick when I move stuff around here. Got my painting palettes and we got some lights. I gotta move these guys on my little thing here for painting. Move those guys, big guys, all the little drones. I think they're like drones. I'm gonna move the Valkyrie behind me because they don't need to be out and about. And there's that. Okay. Always working too, Doug. Yeah, you gotta earn that money, right? My wife always says, "You go to work and earn me some money." Jokingly. All right, I can switch around now here. So there we go. There's the old workspace. I'm thinking this camera might get in my way a little bit here. All right. Should we put on some background stuff too? I usually put in some background music just to break up the when I'm super focused. Now I'm using just the can, the supplied music they have on this SteamYard, and sometimes it still gives me problems with copyright, which it's annoying. I can't just have silence. Yes, Doug, you jumped in a little late. I was talking about how these are from Retro Raygun, and this is an Atomic Age game made by Hydra Miniatures. If you want to check them out, there you go, guys. I should have did this earlier. HydraMiniatures.com. They have a couple factions for this. It's very 50s retro sci-fi. Here, I'll show you guys some since I got it open here. Here's some of the other. Let me show you guys some of the other factions really quick. They have, Mac likes to call them the good guys, which are your cosmonauts, which are kind of, that retro look. And then I showed you some of the robots, the Galacteers. They got some of the robots, the Valkyrie, or the other ones I was showing you guys, which I call your space Amazons. Let's see, is there a picture in here of all the units? Not really. Well, here's the Queen. And they have a faction that's like Ming the Merciless from Flash Gordon. The other guys I'm gonna try and paint are those little slug guys. They got a name? What was their name? I ain't gonna try and say that one. That's a long name, but yeah, they got lots of little your classic aliens and some plant creatures, and the book in here's got rules for some of these other like alien races that maybe you find on worlds that you can do. Kind of cool. You can just use whatever, and the terrain that they have in the book is just, it's such classic sci-fi. which is pretty funny. So yeah, check that out. And I did mention their other game, which is War Rocket. It's in the same universe, but you're using spaceships. So, and that's played on like a hex grid. So you got, all your different. Oh, I'm knocking guys over here. I mean, if you see that one, they have a ship that looks just like that. So that's very Flash Gordon. Oh, here we go. Here's some pictures of the ship game. But yeah, go online, check these out. Unfortunately, they did just get done with a holiday sale for like Black Friday and all that stuff. Some of their stuff, I think, was marked down 20%. But in general, they're not super expensive. I think per model, if you get a single model, it's like maybe $6-7. They have package deals you can get a couple of them for under $20. I think I got these guys single just because I wanted one of each, but they have them in packs of 3. These guys are good size compared to a normal. It's just like maybe 28. I think these are 28. I don't think they're heroic 32. So check them out. There's some really cool stuff you can use for all kinds of different indie games, like anything that's agnostic. I'm sure you could find something in there. All right. So let me do a little organizing here because I was knocking stuff all over when I was moving this around. I got some gold. I got my green. Got some red I probably won't use for a while. And let me move some of these guys. I don't know if I'm going to get to them. Robots are going to take up a lot of time probably tonight. These ones I'm going to try. They're small enough. I should be able to get something on them. I'm going to turn music down just a little bit more. Because I just noticed how loud it was. I felt like I was yelling at you guys. They're not going to watch me if I'm sitting there just screaming at them. All right. So let's take stock here a little bit. And you know what? I am going to go remove myself there. And we're just going to focus on these guys. All right. So I might have to move this a little bit. Move them over there out of the way. I have a bad habit of when I get into this, I'll start painting over here and not realize, oh, the camera's way over here. It looks like I got a lot of the metallic done. I don't know why I didn't do the gun. Now this is basically a unit of their soldiers here, so it looks like I did all the silver actually on these. Nope, nope. I only got a head done on this guy. And same with that guy. All right, so now I know where I am. I got to break out the silver here. I think this is what I was using on them. Machine Gun Metal by Army Painters from a Zombicide paint set. So that's what I'll use there. Okay, and I need the old palette here. Don't need that one. I got 2. Don't need both of them. Give it a good shake up. Yeah, eventually I think I need to start planning out. Because I just got the other day the new Zombicide, Dead or Alive. And I busted open the other night on our shorts the one expansion that I was really looking forward to, which was this guy here, the Abomin Ape and Krakosaur. So, I mean, this is one of the ones I was looking forward to paint. And I need to, one of these days, sit down and go through all the Zombicides because I think I have them all. And just picking through the minis and start painting some of those minis that I can use in agnostic games. There's so many minis. Almost anymore, it seems like I'm just getting the Zombicides for the minis. I feel like I'm getting more bang for my buck. There's so much that gets unlocked, and the stretch goal freebies that they give you and stuff. So yeah, I just feel like I have a lot, and there's a lot of cool ones I'd like to paint. I did a couple from not Zombicide, but Rising Sun for Rain in Hell to use for my Cabal in there. I did like enough to get me 2 little warbands in there, and I did some from Zombicide of Vader for Space Station Zero. Yeah, it's Doug. Sometimes that's why I feel like too. Just there's so much that it's more that I'll actually never get painted. I don't think, in truth, I will ever run out of minis to paint. I haven't bought any like traditional minis in a while. I've been trying to work through a backlog, my shelf of opportunity, and for a while there, I was feeling like I was making progress, but then I look at a bunch of stuff I have a shelf over across the room that's like stuff I built and just haven't done anything with, or I've primed it, but I haven't done anything with it. So yeah, I got everything from Marvel Crisis to some Underworld stuff over there, and yeah, I try to get in that habit. And a lot of people say they have problems, being consistent and painting. At least doing a half hour every night. It's not a lot, but it at least it's still progress. Oh yeah, Rising Sun's minis are gorgeous. And yeah, Adrian Smith seems like their go-to artist anymore. I kind of stayed away from their Cthulhu game that they made just because I'm like, oh my god, I'd want to paint everything. But yeah, I feel like I'm just getting their games because of the minis. Let's see, Doug's. You're slogging through some 40k Raptors. Oh, okay. Escalation League at work. That's cool. That's cool that you got something like that at work. I think half the people I work don't even know what gaming as a hobby is. So, oh well. Let's see. I'm looking for a certain brush. Here we go. Now I got this monster brush with my speed paints, and I really, really like this. I like this bristle that they have on here. I want to try and track down some more of these. I was on Amazon earlier in the week looking at just brush sets that they have on there. Oh my god, it's like an endless sea of brushes that you could get on Amazon, and they're relatively good price too. I just need like a set that's more than 3 brushes, so they're kind of similar. Okay. So I don't know if I like where my camera is. So I might move this. I think my big old knuckles are going to be in the way of you guys being able to see what's going on. And you know what? I want some more water. I just don't like how it's flowing. I debated using speed paint on these guys, but I figured since the other faction I painted with traditional paint and all that stuff, I'm like, yeah, just do it with this guy. I mean, these guys are basically silver, and I'm gonna make them like those big guys there, so they'll have a green. And I don't know, you guys know what my reference is? Just looking at this guy. If you guys can't guess, I'll give you a hint. I'm a Marvel fan, Marvel Comics fan. So that's your hint right there. So you guys watching now or later, I want to see if you guys can get that. Yeah, Doug, I have a bunch of the Citadel brushes that have, older ones that have been used and abused, and I'm using the Army painters right now. I like Citadel stuff for some of the detail brushes. They seem to hold their point and stuff a little bit longer. But I'm just looking at I don't know. I've bought expensive brushes. What the heck are these ones called? Games and Gears that I got at Adepticon. And I mean, they're nice. You can collapse them down for travel and they come in a nice little case. But you know what? These pretty much lasted the same as like a brush I've gotten from Michael's. And I do clean them. I use brush soap. I use the cleaner that I think it's Vallejo's cleaner. And no matter what I do, I am just too rough on them. So every once in a while, I have to like kind of start over, just get a new set and start over. Get rid of all these curled brushes. I like this particular brush. It just seems like it's the perfect size for me. I feel like I am actually getting stuff done, making progress. I have a bad habit of using brushes that are too small, so it takes me longer. And I don't know if that's the OCD in me. I want it to look just right or a certain way, and I have more control over those smaller detail brushes. So, bad habit I have. All right, I think I got all his legs. Oh, I didn't realize I painted his waist already. I probably wonder why I did the waist and not like the easy arms and legs. I don't know. Like I said, it's been a while since I painted these guys. All right, let's paint some of his arms. They got a lot of details on here. These little ridges. Helps having this bigger brush that I can hit them easier. I can tell right now I'm already going to need more paint. I don't know why I didn't put more in there. Now, I didn't paint this gun on any of the other guys. Not exactly sure why I didn't. I don't think I knew what I wanted to paint them, so I just left them. I'm thinking they need to be something other than this silver I'm painting the robots with. Otherwise, it'll just kind of blend too much together. So I'm thinking of doing like a copper. That'll make them stand out against the silver of their arms and stuff. Okay, I'm going to attempt to say it's Arc Vein. I hope I'm saying that right on YouTube there. I trained as an oil painter in college, and I still have my very expensive brushes I brought back. I bought back then. There we go. I'll make it bigger so I can read it. I observed no difference using them versus cheap pack I bought at Walmart. Yeah, that's how I feel too. I use a lot of my brushes I still have from school because I actually also went to art school. I went into fine arts illustration, but I did a lot of watercolor and acrylic painting, so I still have all those brushes. They're a little big, but I use them for terrain still. And yeah, that's how I feel, especially after I tried those expensive brushes. And like I said, just after a while, they got all crapped up like the cheapos. So um, I'm pretty much I pretty much kind of stick to middle ground when it comes to brushes. I don't want to get super cheap brushes. Um, excuse me. Um, in the sense that you do one kind of job with them and then they're toast. So, and I think Michaels and those hobby stores, they have decent brushes. They're decent prices. I don't think you need to spend the bank to get brushes anymore. Just every once in a while, you have to spend the money to get new ones. And I know it's as a hobbyist, a gamer hobbyist, that's not something you want to spend your hobby money on. Like I know comic book guys, which I am one of them too. Some of them just you want to buy the comic books, right? You don't want to have to buy the bags and the boards and boxes to store them to keep them nice because it's taken away from getting more books. Same way with miniatures, it's spend your money on brushes and paints. It takes away from buying more minis because let's admit it, kind of like a drug. You gotta have more minis. Some people do anyway. Okay, I think he's good. Yep, I see some spots I missed right there. I see a spot on his head I missed. Probably because I was rushing through on his head to just feel like I did something. All right, I think I got every spot on him, so let me get him off of there. I got this guy I gotta do too. All right, I'm gonna put some more paint down. Take a sip of my coffee before it gets too cold. If I can get a focus on him. Come on. There we go. So basically my goal here is I'd like to get base coats on these guys. Like I said when I started, these guys have been sitting around for a while and I've played with them, but I've played with them just like primed. At least I got that far, but they're not even on the bases I want them to be on. I'm probably going to mount these guys on clear bases. I just think these models are the kind that lend themselves to clear bases. That way you can put them in any environment and it won't like distract from the mini itself. I used to be a diehard make the custom bases and all that stuff. And man, I don't know if I have them as much patience anymore for that. I just want to get them, the mini itself, painted and get them on the table. And I see people that still do the basing and all that, and I'm just like, wow, I used to do that. Now I have no patience for it. Yeah, a lot of people do like doing. I used to enjoy doing the bases for that stuff. Back when I was doing Warhammer Fantasy, man, I used to love doing these big extravagant bases, and I treated each model more so not the troops, but like character models, like a little statue, and it was a lot of fun. And I actually, thinking about it, I don't think I really knew much about modeling and stuff back then. I just did it with, balsa and foam and, the different grass tufts they had back then, and just tried to make it whatever popped into my head to make it look cool. I do some now, but um, like the stuff recently I did for Don't Look Back, I wanted to do something different with their bases, but I wanted to use their bases. So I don't know where I got the idea, but I came up with this kind of very basic. I left the base black, almost like a shadow, and I did a little bit of some sand and all that stuff on it, but I painted it like a blue or a purple and then worked it up the bottom of the model, so it just um, kind of added onto that look of a shadow. I figure just a flat black too, it'll go in just about any environment and be okay. These arms are hard to paint. They're just these little tubes. And I'm using a big brush and it's still just doesn't flow very easy over it. And I'll probably hit this all this silver metallic that I'm painting on these guys. I'm gonna hit it with a not null oil, but Agrax to kind of give it almost like a dirty look to it. I mean, these guys are going to be out in the environment. They're not going to be sparkly clean all the time, even though they're robots, They're battle robots. Their job is to take down the flesh humanoid beings, which I think they have fluff in Retro Raygun. That these guys, I think they were created by the humans and they evolved to the point they were, self-aware and all that stuff. And your typical robot, machine story. I think it's been a while since I read through the fluff area in the rule book. Yeah, you know what? I think we talk about Art Vein, you know, each mini's own unique story. If you guys are doing Games Workshop, man, I swear, I think every mini is unique. I know a lot of people don't like them because of pricing, but man, oh man, those minis are pretty good. Man, those are some more minis that one of these days I got to finish building stuff that I got. I ain't ever going to sell it, so I might as well do something with it. At least build it. At least get half the hobby out of it. I think I have a starter box set from when all the Ghost and stuff came out and the Sigmarites. I never even finished building. Main reason I got it was because of all the Ghosts. I was like, oh, these would go good with my vampire accounts. Now I got graveyard stuff that I've built for that and other games, and I can just make my own little diorama with them all. Just about done here. That's the problem. Need some more water. Get it to flow in those areas better. Okay, I think. Yep, there's a spot I missed. His elbow. Okay, I think. Oh, I forgot to look see if you guys got what my my reference guy was here. Let me look up, see if you guys got it. Nope. So this guy was the start of my color scheme for these guys, and my hint was I'm a Marvel Comics fan. So this is my nod towards the Doom bots. So yeah, that's where the green is coming from. That's my Doctor Doom color with a little bit of gold trim and of course all the silver. So now you guys know what my color scheme is inspired by. I with stuff like this that's unique, I try to do something like take inspiration from some place like that, other pop culture type references. I'm trying to think, what else have I painted recently? Oh, I have a bunch of like just general gang members, and I painted them like the sweat hogs from Welcome Back, Mr. Cotter. I mean, they were kind of already going that way, so I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna finish it off. All right, let me check these guys real quick. Make sure I got. Nope, see, I missed some spots on this guy. So I'll do a little bit of touch-ups. I missed a big chunk of his arm right there. I was probably using a smaller brush. Especially since I did his waistline there. Okay, he looks okay. He looks okay. And let's see. I haven't decided what I want to do with that little chest thing he's got there. I'll probably dry brush it with a silver, so I'll just leave it for now, since I'm going to paint that all a green anyway. I see a spot right there. I don't know if I got it. Okay. That's probably good. Well, you know, since I already got some silver out and I got a little bit left, how about I put some on these guys? I didn't really figure out what I'm doing color scheme wise, but I got some silver. I might as well use it up. I'm thinking maybe I'll make the body housing on these guys green, or a little bit on their claws green. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus on them. There we go. You know, maybe I'll do the housing green. The joint on their claws there green. So I'll just paint around that one spot for now. Just because I am not exactly sure my color, or I know the colors, but I don't know the pattern I'm going to do for these guys yet. So I am just using up paint right now since I got a bunch there. Always touch it up. I'm kind of slopping it on here, but that's okay. My big old knuckles getting in the way again, guys. Sorry. So do you guys got, with the holidays coming up, any cool wish list items? I'm thinking about, we did a show last year on shorts where we're talking about wish list items. You guys got any hobby related wish list items? I think mine is going to be the same as last year. I have to double check last year's show to see what exactly I said, but I think I know what I said. I'd liked to get a 3D printer because I still don't have one. I don't know. I'm kind of undecided about it because I don't know if I want the FDM one, a resin one. And then on top of that, okay, what brand? And I don't know. I don't know if I want to deal with it. Because I'm afraid that it's going to be one of those, I'm going to get it, and then it's just going to take me forever to bust it open and set it up. And so, I don't know. We'll see. Prices have definitely come down on those a lot from a couple years ago. We first saw them in the market. I see people do lots of cool things with them, like what Max got going on. He's got all kinds of terrain stuff that he's been going nuts with, which is pretty cool. Which I think I would use. Since I'm painting robots here, I could use some sci-fi terrain. These guys are so tiny. Camera does not want to focus on them very good. Yeah, I'm not too sure what I want to do. I know that's probably going to be silver on his back. They look like little vents, these things here. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit them with some silver. I go over a little bit, that's okay. I can touch it up with that green. It's dark enough, it'll cover stuff. Just want to get some paint on them so I can kind of imagine what it's going to look like. Help me see it a little bit. I always come back and touch it up a little bit. Same thing with his eyes. I'm going to, well, let's see. No, you know what? I'm going to do them. I'll make them stand out from the green. I'm going to paint them probably red like I did on the big guys. Because it kind of looks like there's a ring around the eyes. So I'm going to say it's a little like silver ring, copper ring, whatever, chrome ring. That's what I want to say, chrome. It looks like he's got a little mouth, when actually it's just this little thing on the bottom here of him. Little detail that's like a raised panel. And now it really looks like he's got a mouth. How much do I got here? Not a whole lot, so maybe I won't start another one. All right, well, let's see. I think the green I used was this one. Elf green from a Black Plague Zombicide paint set. It's a pretty dark green, almost an olive. I don't think it was this one. This is a camo dark green. I know that's really dark. I've used that as a base coat for like anything that's lizard, snake kind of character. It's a good dark base. Let's see, Arcane. I'm learning Blender for work. As a bonus, I'm learning how to sculpt custom minis. That's awesome. Once I got that down, then I'm going to invest in a 3D printer. That is cool. Now, are you sculpting custom minis by hand, or are you doing like 3D sculpting? You know, a lot of people, I see that's what they do anymore, but either way, I think that's pretty cool. Because then you can, you know, a 3D print, then you can print it out, what you design. That's awesome. I've thought about looking into some of the 3D sculpting programs out there and just playing around with them and making my own stuff. Like, what was it, Hero Forge? I love Hero Forge playing, but, you know, it's all predetermined in there, so you're limited. Oh, duh, that's right. Blender. Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with that one, but okay. I think I have heard of that. 3D digital sculpting. Cool, cool. I'm going to check that one out because I think I've heard of it, but I don't know of that one. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Design your own and then print them out. Be like original, you know? I mean, unless you're planning on, like, I know a lot of people do that and they start their own Patreon or Kickstarters or stuff like that. Ah, it's free. Okay, I'll definitely check it out then. But not intuitive. So it's more or less you just got to play around with it, huh? There's got to be some YouTube videos of it out there, I would think. I am going to have to check that out myself. You know what? I should probably move my coffee. I put it right next to my water cup, and I can just see it right now. I am going to dip in there. All right. We are going to go right there, I think. And I'm going to start. I hope this is the right green. I painted those guys so long ago. Yeah, it looks like it is. Ooh, it definitely needs some more shaking though. Wish I had my paint shaker still working. I gotta get a new one. Basically, all that my paint shaker that I had to shake these things up was a nail polish shaker upper thing, and Mac bought it for me off of, I think he got it on eBay, and I think they sold him a used one because the box that it came in was all beat to hell, and so I question that you know that it was new or not. Okay. Let's see. So we're going to use the same brush because that seems to work good. I like this brush. Let's start with the guy in the back. All right. So let me see how. How did I paint them? Okay. So I'm going to do that. I'll do his chest. Oh, you know what I should have did? I can always go back and change it. His little shoulder pads. I don't want them to look exactly alike. There's a ton of tutorials. The software is open source, so it's a bit of a Frankenstein in how it's put together. Ooh, that makes it probably run weird sometimes too, based on what computer you got it on, I would think. Okay. Wow. I don't think that mixed up very good. Either I'm going to have to do a couple coats, which I don't remember doing that. I might have to mix that some more, shake it. This is just, it's very watery looking. Wheel, okay. That kind of stinkeroos. Paint's been sitting too long. Gotta mix it real good, I guess. Because I do not want to have to put layer on layer after layer just to get it a consistent coverage. It's a pain in the butt. So as soon as I'm done covering this guy here, I'm going to do some more shaking to see if I can get it to mix better. I mean, it doesn't look bad in certain areas, but I can tell it's thick. So as soon as I touch it to spread it, it starts to get thin again. But it is this right green, so. All right, well, let me do some more shaking. Don't think I did enough. Do I still watercolor? Yes, I do actually. It's been a little while now. I don't think I've done a painting for about a year in watercolor. I do pen and ink a lot too. I did do that a couple months ago. A big a big piece for somebody that was doing a Blood Bowl tournament, and they wanted like a character that they could use on the logos and stuff. A lot of my watercolor stuff I did being that I was learning illustration, a lot of my old stuff was very graphic design oriented, like a lot of I did a lot of like editorial type artwork pieces for stuff you would find in like Rolling Stones and Entertainment Weekly. And then I moved to more using the watercolor with kind of like I was training to do comic book art. So I moved more into that, but it was kind of a blend of fine art and illustration art. And then I started doing, commission work. So I was doing a lot of nature type of stuff with watercolor, a lot of animals. People love animals. So I did a series of wolves, and I did a cougar once, tiger, a lot of the big cats I did. I did some giraffes, some butterflies, which really watercolor lended to like the color in their wings. To use opaque watercolor, or am I a watercolor purist? I think I use kind of both, really, because of the illustration schooling I had. I'd start with the opaque watercolors and then just would use it more like an ink then and do my fine line work and stuff. Or I would just do a buildup of cross hatching with certain colors that eventually, I had so many colors and layers that it didn't look very, thinned down. I have in school. I haven't in a long time worked with that type. A lot of the thing I liked about watercolor is, and it took me a long time to get used to it. I used to avoid it like it was a disease. And it just took one good professor to really open it up to me, and how when you put it down on the paper with the water, it's kind of like you got to learn. You can't control it, basically, and it's kind of one of those spontaneous things. Sometimes that can happen. It's almost like you got to push it and pull it a certain way, and kind of just be okay with that. It's not gonna exactly do what you want unless you are using it opaquely, where you're doing like fine line art with it. So if you guys want to see some of that stuff, you can go on my personal page on Facebook. I think in the pictures I still have it in there. There's a folder with a bunch of my artwork, and I know there's a lot of watercolor stuff in there. You should give it a try. I mean, like I said, I think the big key for me was when we started that class, what they had us do, and it sounded like boring stuff, but we were doing like color swatches, or we would just do, I think one of our assignment was use warm colors and just kind of, put them on the paper with the water and, see what it does. So it kind of helped us learn how it moved around on the paper with the water, depending on how much water you did put on there or how much paint you put in there too. And just play. I think that was the beginning of that class, was just playing with it, and it really helped us learn what you can and can't do with it. All right, I got this sucker shook up pretty good, so hopefully this helps. Let's see. Let me mix it a little bit, see if it gets a little more solid. because that was the problem. It was just thinned out too much. All my pigment was settled to the bottom. Oh yeah, that's better. Let's see what it looks like when I put it on the model. It's not perfect, but it's better. I have a feeling I'm going to be doing more than one layer. Oh well. Well, I didn't think tonight was going to turn into some art talk, but I love it. I don't get to talk art that much anymore. I don't really do commissions that much anymore. Just don't have the time. Every once in a while, I get the hankering and I get all the stuff out and, you know, see something that's like, ooh, that's I want to paint that thing, or I get an idea for maybe a drawing, and I like to do, you know, traditional illustrative. You know, I'll use the watercolors for my tones and colors, and then I'll come back in with pen and inks or even color pencils. And I used to do a lot of the mixed media, just mixing it all together and doing something cool. Yeah, some of these areas, this is not the brush to be using. It's almost too big. Oh, there we go. I can go underneath this way. Wow, I can't believe it's still very thin. Well, like I said, I guess I'll just, oops. I'll just do a couple layers. Let's see if I can get that. My goal is to knock some of this white out of there, so then it actually looks like something. I liked. Of course, she's got a big white gun that I got to do something with. Concept artist and illustrator in your profession. Cool. Yeah, my illustrating classes were your pure illustration, pen and ink, all that cross hatching and pointillism and all that tedious stuff. And then when I discovered watercolor, it's like, oh, I can set up a lot of my form with the watercolors and then come in and with my line work later. And then eventually I just started doing the line work with the watercolors, which I like because I can make my lines different colors. That's where I started doing all that layering, which was great for shadow work and all that stuff. Yeah, I did a little bit of it after school and did some freelancing and eventually I started moving towards graphic design, doing in-house graphic design just to pay the bills. And I was still doing some of the freelancing and commission type stuff, but eventually I kind of got tired of doing all that, the rat race of it all. I wanted just a regular 9 to 5 job, and had a hard time finding exactly what I wanted, and went and got a blue collar job to pay bills for the family, because that was about the same time I started family. Not usually. Very often I come across somebody else that's working or has worked in the field that I used to work in. Very cool. Some people, I say illustrator, I was an illustrator or whatever, and they look at me like, what the heck is that? It's like, oh, I used to design and draw things for a living. Nowadays, so much is done on the computer that it's probably so different. Oh man, I'm missing some comments here. Worked as a graphic designer your first year out of college. Yeah, see, that's eventually what happened to me. The graphic design in a in-house studio, it takes a toll on your creative soul, I think, and I got burnt out of it. That's cool. There's still a lot of traditional medium people. I mean, I always pay attention, like when I look at comic book stuff, to see, you know, looking for those strokes, those color strokes, because I know so much of that is colored on computers anymore. But the ones that stand out to me when you can tell it's, oh, that was done, by hand, traditional way, that really jumps out to me. I think it's cool. Boy, this color is just, this paint is not cooperating with me tonight. I'll do what I can tonight, and probably have to just do it off line, shake it up real good, and do more coats and stuff. There's no way that I'm getting this done tonight. Just, it's too thin. Man, this shoulder is bugging me. There we go. I couldn't get the paint in there. Yeah, I just can't get this paint to cover consistently. Yeah, so this is my artistic outlet anymore, is painting minis. I don't do it for a job. I don't do it for a paycheck and all that stuff. I do it to just have fun, relax, get away from the real world. Man, I'm painting robots. That is far from the real world for now. Okay, I think I got at least one layer everywhere. I can always come back and touch up if I miss some. So this guy you can actually see. There we go. Yeah, it don't look very pretty there, but put a clear coat on it and all that stuff, and from this far away, it'll look okay. It's actually starting to look like an army with these big guys behind them. Older I get, the more I like to work traditionally rather than digitally. Here, I hear that. Something more satisfying about it, I think. I mean, either way, they're both creative. But, I mean, I know some people don't like the computer work, but I look at it as just, it's another tool. And you got to use the tool the right way and in a certain amount, I think. But yeah, traditional way, I think it just has more. No, like you said, creative soul. You know, it's got more of a piece of you in it, I think, or it just comes through more. Tabletop craft and paint minis when I need to take a break from art for work. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you could at least do that. You know, you don't get burnt out from the art from work so much that you don't want to be creative, you know, on your own free time with the minis and terrain crafting and all that stuff. Because I know some people that after school they went into the professional world of art, and outside of that, man, they didn't do anything, nothing personal, or just because they're just like, my brain cannot do anymore. And I get that. Some people can't turn it off where it's just enjoyable. I had that problem. If I was doing it for a day job, I had a hard time doing it any time else. All right, try mixing my paint up a little more. Let me give a coat on this guy. I gotta look at the clock. I have no clue how long we've been going. Oh, that is easy enough to look up. We've been almost going an hour and a half. I usually, like I said, the top of the show, I usually try to go about 2 hours. So, wow, we're already over halfway there. And once again, as always, I don't feel like I got a lot done. But it is still progress. Like I tell everybody, even if it's just a half hour of you just shutting the world out and working on your minis, half hour is still progress. I think my big thing is I don't work on just single models, so it always feels like I don't get a lot done. And I kind of feel like I'm just slopping it on tonight here. This paint is not the greatest consistency. So it's kind of driving me nuts. Oh man, I can't even get under there to get the front of him. I probably got enough of it though. There's 3 of them. Yeah, once again, I grabbed too much to work on tonight. Yeah, that was my problem. I think in my area, in the Chicagoland area, art is very advertising oriented up here by Chicago. So finding the right job for me was really hard. And just in the market where it's flooded with other artists, it's tough. That's cool that you work for an indie game studio and you have that creative freedom. Lack of bureaucracy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that's one of the things that drove me out of the industry. But that's okay. I am happy with what I do now, and I'm happy that I can still do it and still enjoy it on my terms. I might just be one of those people that can't do it for work. Granted, that was a long time ago, but no, I haven't. I don't really watch this channel that much. I'll have to, when I get that time when I just want to sit and chill and watch, I'll have to go over and watch it. YouTube, right? That's what I'm guessing. YouTube. When you say his channel, I can easy enough search that out. I am kind of old school, so Mac would like this. I'm a Bob Ross type of guy. No, I like watching all artists do stuff. I don't watch very many mini painters, though. I watch a few, but not any regularity because I get jealous. And I'm like, man, I want to paint that fast. The older I get, my eyes get worse and my hands aren't as steady as they used to be. So I kind of feel like a chimpanzee with a paintbrush some days. Just slapping it on. I get these guys with at least one layer of green. I think I might run over there and I don't think I brought it over. Go get some of my copper color and put it on these guns just to see what it looks like. I think I got a dark silver too. Where is it? Yeah, it's a dark silver, so I can use that for accents on the gun to make it stand out from the silver on their arms and legs and head. Oh, this green is just driving me nuts. Driving me nuts, y'all. Ooh, I'm definitely going to check it out then. Gurney is an old school master illustrator. Oh man, okay, yeah, Fire and Ice. Okay, and Frank Fusée. Oh man, Dystope. Okay, I'm definitely checking it out now because you just named a lot of stuff that, yeah, those were all influences for me, man. All that old fantasy artwork and the 80s, and man, oh man, yeah. And then I can reminisce, right? Be like, oh, I remember when I used to do that. I remember staying up all night for a portfolio review doing that. And oddly enough, most of my portfolio from school was color pencil too, which was weird. I think it's because I already started it and I didn't want to change midway through, and try something new. And I did do a new portfolio that was watercolor after the fact, but it's funny. A lot of those ones that were in my first one, uh, that was color pencil, I redid a couple of them in watercolor. Because I still had all the sketches and all that stuff, so it was an easy enough thing to do. Just had to rescale some of them a little bit. Well, that guy went pretty quick. And I think the green is starting to thicken up a little bit. I can always go back and touch them up. Yeah, these guys will look good too on, I think, clear bases. Mostly does watercolor, mixed medium. Aaron with his wife for YouTube channel. Very inspiring and motivational. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Always use something to inspire and motivate you, right? Sometimes watching another artist, crafter or whatever, do that stuff, it really gives you a kick in the butt. It's like, I can do that. Why am I not doing that? Okay. I just looked at the clock. I was hoping we have time that I can go get copper color and throw some on here. And so one of the things I like about painting minis, you can try stuff, and if you don't like it, just paint over it. And if you get too bad with the paint, you can always just strip it off and start over. As long as it's a metal miniature. For when it comes to stripping, I think there's some pretty harsh stuff out there to take this paint off, and if it's like a resin model or a plastic one, I'd be afraid of it damaging the thing. But I do like the fact that you can try and just, if you don't like it, paint over it. And really, if you think you ruin it, you can always go get another one. In my sea of minis that I have to paint eventually. So I actually kind of stopped with the Kickstarter this past year because I was just like, okay, I'm kickstarting too many games that have too many minis that I just couldn't keep up. That was a big reason why I started doing this stuff on Saturday. It kind of motivates me to get some work done on minis. So hopefully you guys joining me or watching this, it motivates you guys. I'll take the credit. Oh, jeez. I just put a big old blob of green on his gun. Oh, well. I'll touch it up later. I mean, if I'm going to throw some copper on there tonight, you won't even notice it. Like I said, paint over it. All right, let's see if I can get underneath there. Oh, yeah, there's room. Plenty of room to get under there. Fortunately, the paint's drying faster than it was earlier, so easier for me to see where I missed. Like right there, big old spot. Let's see, do that a little bit better. Well, it looks rough close up. Yeah. Might have to go get some painting medium or something maybe put in there. See if I can get it to mix better. This was the first guy I did, and he's pretty ugly looking here. I'm kind of just hitting them with another layer. Trying to keep an eye on the clock, make sure I have enough time to throw a little bit of copper on some of these guns. I think it'll really, like I said earlier about covering all that primer white. Sometimes just doing that helps you feel like you did something. Holy cow, I missed a big chunk on this guy right there. Probably because I couldn't get in there. I missed a big hunk there too. Jeez Louise. I'm going to hit these guys definitely with, kind of thinking the green areas I'll hit with a null oil. And I can come back and dry brush them with a little bit lighter green than this. I think the null oil will help even stuff out. Getting a little bit away from the camera there. Usually I take pictures after the show that I can post on Discord and Facebook and all that stuff. Just kind of progress picture for some of these guys. Since I'm painting 5 guys at once here, it's pretty slow going tonight. And the last couple Saturday nights doing this, I've been using a lot of speed paints, so I'm making faster progress. All right, well, that's probably the best these guys are going to get right now. But they look similar to those guys, so at least they look like they're from the same. Oh my gosh, where did I just get all that green from? I bet you I just grabbed a guy that was still wet. One of these guys I think is still wet, and I just grabbed him. But yeah, they look like they belong together. So I'm going to go grab my copper. I don't think I grabbed it. Let me double check. I got gold, which I am totally not going to be ready for. Well, I actually wanted to try that with the other guys. Let me go get my other color. Gotta go find my copper. You know what? Actually, instead of using, I think instead of using traditional copper, which is, here's the one I like using a lot. It says bright bronze, but I use it as like a copper because it's very golden. Camera doesn't exactly show it, but I have this one. It's a brass scorpion citadel color, and it's more of an orangey color. I always call these copper. I use it on all my steampunky models. But this one I like because, yeah, it has kind of that red tones and all right. Let's see. We'll make sure I can, when I do this, I'll be in the camera still. All right. This, I have to make sure I shake up quite a bit. It's been sitting for a while. Ugh. Let's see. What's it look like? Yeah, it's good. It's still pretty fluid, so I'm going to stick with this brush. because it'll let me get some good coverage. I'm just going straight out of the pop. Put some right there. Okay. Let's start with this guy. Hopefully this brush isn't too big for this. Let's see. So I'm thinking the main part of the gun, which is right here, I'll do this color. You know what? This will actually, if I do any gold, it'll help stand out a little bit from the gold. Boy, what a difference when paint flows pretty good compared to that green, this thing. Yeah, I'm just going to do this main housing, this color. See if I can get in there, because otherwise you're going to see all that white. Can always come back and touch it up if I hit something I don't want to hit or I miss something. But I like to get it all in one go. But with us having about 15 minutes left, I kind of want to just do some coverage here. I can always come back and fine tune it a little bit. So I kind of like that. And then, you know, I do some kind of wash or something and darken it up. I'll do some detail work, some buttons or something on there. I don't know what to do with the end of the gun with those little rings, but okay, let's see here. We got I'm getting out of camera here. Sorry, guys. It's my old eyes. I couldn't see very good, so I was holding it closer to my face. I guess I could probably zoom back out a little bit so that doesn't happen. And then actually, if I hold it up close to my face, it's actually closer to the camera. Let's see, I missed a bunch right there. Oh, I just hit some of his arm. Oh well, I'll come back and paint it. Yeah, these are the kind of minis that are just fun to paint. They're so different. They're kind of Yeah, they're fun looking, I guess is how I would describe them. They're not grim dark or gruesome. They're just fun looking. Classic robot styling and okay, make sure I grab a part that's not wet paint. Oh, I don't know if I can get in there to get this backside of the gun. Yowza, that's tight. Do my best. Well, shoot, that's hard to get in there. Probably going to end up getting it on his arm here. Oh, well. That's pretty good. Come on, focus on him. There we go. All right, I got to get some more paint out of the pot there. Got 2 more guys left here. Yeah, this is only 5 guys, but it really reminded me why I don't like painting like this in batches. They're boring. I like working on individual models. You can really focus on their character and making them very unique looking. These guys, it's like same color on all of them, and yeah, it's okay. I think these guys are cool, but kind of monotonous sometimes. Probably one of the reasons why I got moved away from Warhammer with their big, large squads and stuff. As I get that on his hand. Oh my gosh, you know what I just realized? I forgot to do the handle on these guns. Well, I'll have to go back and hit the other ones. But that actually wasn't too bad. That done. Because I could get to it all. While I'm thinking of it, let me put him here. I got to go back and hit the handle on these guns. I totally forgot about that in his right hand. Probably would have caught it eventually, but since I got the paint out, it's like, do it now. Yeah, it makes a world of difference too. Alt tab working in Photoshop anyways. Oh boy, remember that stuff. Yeah, that's a good point. These do have, that's a, I don't know if I've ever heard that with Klaatu and Verada and Day the Earth Stood Still vibes. Yeah, they do. They really do. And yeah, that's kind of why I don't like batch painting anymore. You make up a story for each mini. And that's more or less the type of games I play now. I play a lot of skirmish, independent games now, where you only have maybe 5 models. You know, you got those small count. And these are the kind of minis too. If you play RPGs, you can use it in RPG games. Okay. And I did him, right? Yeah. That's where I discovered it. All right, last one here for the guns. For the big old school laser gun. For this color anyway. I gotta figure out what I want to do with the, might just put something on there and then decide if I like it or not. Of course, I might not have time tonight. That's okay. I made progress tonight. These guys have been sitting on my desk for a few weeks now since I started painting them. And I was trying to finish up other stuff for Don't Look Back by Black Site Studios, because I got some of their new models just recently. And I am saving up already for Adepticon because I'm sure I'll get some more there. There's a lot of expansions that I don't have by them for that. And since I'm trying to start filming some playthroughs, I'd like to get some more of those. I'll have to touch that up. That's all right. Oh boy, I don't know if I can get in there and get that. Let's go through his legs to get that. That's awful white right there. Yeah, that's probably good. I think I got it enough. You're addicted to a 28 mag presently and can't have a basic paint job on a mini anymore. Yeah, I think we all have our certain qualifications for painting minis type of thing, and it seems the older I get, the I don't know, the less I care about how they look. But then there's certain times where it's a certain mini And it's like, man, I got to have this done on this mini, like a feature mini. Well, okay, I got quite a bit done on them tonight, considering that they just had the silver on them. You know what? Real quick. Oh, shoot. I just knocked over paint, and it was open still. Luckily, closed enough that nothing seeped out. Okay, what color exactly is this? Not exactly purple like I thought it was. I wanted to try something tonight, and I'll try it with you guys on here. So this is an old Citadel wash. It's a purple. So I wanted to try that on one of these guys. Oh, let's try it on this guy, because I wanted to see exactly what it would do. Boy, that's been like that for a while. So I got these little alien dudes. Remind me of Muppets, don't they? But I wanted to see what this wash does to the crevices, if it makes it more purple. And yeah, it actually is doing what I want it to do. I'll have to probably come back with dry brush because it's kind of pink. I want it that color. I just wanted to see if any of this would make the recesses a little more purple. Okay. And actually, I think I should have made his tentacles straight up purple. I might repaint these. We'll see what they look like, when I dry brush some of that. Come on, focus. There it goes. Look at a cool little alien. Brah, 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 brah. Especially these guys that got the guns. If he focuses, there he goes. All right, well, I am going to wrap it up here, guys. Let me just finish putting a little bit on him. I probably shouldn't have started this on him, but I did. So now I got to finish. This is what I mean by sometimes I never stay to 2 hours. I find something else to do. I think I'm going to paint these guys' eyes green. All right. Well, let me close this before I spill that one. And I'll go down with the camera a little bit so you can see the progress from tonight. If it'll focus on them. Come on. There they go. So there we go. There's my Robot Legion guys for Retro Raygun. Some of the work I got done tonight on these troopers for the game, and then a little last minute work on some of these alien guys I got here. I only got a little bit of paint on this one of these guys. These little batteries not included guys, but still have all these. Got a bunch more of these to do. I have quite a few minis left for this game. But what were these guys units called? I'm gonna look them up real quick. The squad. So these guys are just the Legionnaire squad, basic. Yeah, I don't have them. I have some guys that have a heavy weapon, and then I have some guys. I have a, let's see, a little communication guy. Those other guys are a warbot and destroyer bots. But I think they got, oh yeah, okay. So they have a commander. These guys, it's called a Centurion. And he looks a little bit different. I think he's got a cape on. I can't remember if he has like a Roman plume on his head. But I was going to paint him kind of in these copper brass colors just to make him stand out from these guys. Maybe instead of silver, I'd paint that brass color and then green. Or maybe I'll use the silver and brass on the body instead of the green. I don't know. Something to try. We got some spamming going on here. That is actually over on Twitch. Let me take care of that real quick. Oh well. I will mess with that later. But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. We're just over 2 hours, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching me work on some of this stuff here for Retro Raygun. But that's what we got there. So let me move this out of my face. Still kind of in my face, ain't it, guys? There we go. I'll put it over here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that over on the Twitch since we're getting some spamming going on. Not as bad as what we got the other night, but I don't know why I usually so they changed some stuff where you can't anyway, I'll worry about it later, but I want to wrap up tonight. Thanks for joining me again, guys. If you want to check out more stuff we have at Indie Invasion, you can check out our podcast. We have all our live stream video that we do. We eventually turn into audio that you can listen over on Podbean. That's the home that has everything we've ever done. I think there's something like 200 episodes that you can listen to. Me and Mac go on and just goofing around and talking about some of our favorite games and independent games. But we're also on iTunes, Google Podcasts, all those places you can find podcasts. And make sure you check us out on the social medias, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Discord. We're really trying to grow Discord. We love Discord. You guys can get on there, interact with each other, give each other ideas, see what projects you're working on. And all these places, we have links in the show notes down below. So you can just click on those. And if you could, at any of those places, give us a follow, like, subscribe. It really helps the algorithm get the show out to other people about us talking about independent games and stuff like that. And we'd appreciate if you like what we're doing, support us on Patreon/Indie Invasion, or head over to Redbubble, get yourself some merch, maybe a hat or I got my coffee cup still. Coffee cup. We got stickers, all kinds of stuff. Redbubble's crazy with what they got on there. But yeah, that's all we got for you tonight. And until next time, guys, if you want to check out stuff, join us every Thursday night for the Shorts live stream where you can be part of the audience and participate in the conversation there. But that's it, guys. This is all I got for you tonight. I'm glad you joined me tonight, guys. And like I said, until next time, I got to click on some stuff here so I can actually sign out, guys. Until next time, guys, prepare yourself for the invasion, and we will talk to you next time.